Modesty Program, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. And yes, no matter what you think, that is appropriate. Like, that is so appropriate. It's
you want to
staying
start
in.
over?
No. That's staying in because, like, there's a whole thing. I'll say this because this is the second time this has happened to me. This is not the None More Black episode. This is just a tribute. Unfortunately, technology defeated me once again, and we lost the original episode of None More Black. And so we're getting together to re-record it ish. And it's been a journey to get here. So let's just say that. Let's just dive in here. Again, we're talking about None More Black today. The one thing I want to do that's the same this go around is for Randy, as you put None More Black on the board, if I recall correctly. Why did you want to talk about None More Black today?
Well, outside of, I didn't want to talk about them today. I wanted to talk about them a month ago, and we did. But here we are. I put them on the board because it's a band that I kind of really connected with back when they came out in like 2003, 2004. And like I was following along. They're a Fat Wreck band, and I was following along on the recent Fat Wreck stuff because I happen to like all the bands. So I wanted to know, okay, if these bands are good, then what other bands are coming out of this? And the lead singer Jason was the lead singer for Kid Dynamite, which was a popular hardcore band, and that kind of like put them at attention with people. And I think the first time I listened to File Under Black, I thought, okay, yeah, not bad. And then it really didn't hit me until the Rock Against Bush record came out, where the first song off of the first, they had two versions off of the first soundtrack, was a song called There's Nothing to Do When You're Locked in a Vacancy. And that, from the start of that record, sets like this insane tone of this is what this record is going to be. It is a fast, hardcore, just ripper of a song. And unfortunately, we couldn't use it because they don't have that record on Spotify. So we had to kind of forego it. But it would absolutely,
that is an absolute banger.
Yeah, it would have absolutely been in the top 10. And I think after that, it kind of sparked me like, okay, pay more attention now. Pay more attention to this band. Pay attention to the melodies. Pay attention to the songwriting aspect. And, as they kind of grew and they kind of accelerated, I started to get attached to them even more because you kind of, this is one thing that we talked about is that Jason's writing a lot of lyrics about his own battle with mental illness. And that's something that I was dealing with at the time as well. And it just kind of somewhere in there, it kind of connected with me that, these songs are exactly what I'm going through in a phase of my life that it was a challenge because it was like 18, 19 years old and you don't know what the fuck is going on when you're 18, 19 years old. So it all put in, but really like, going back and having the full re-listen this past year at some point, way earlier. Back in like 2022, maybe 2021.
Oh yeah, those halcyon days.
Yeah. It kind of reaffirmed my, my love for them just by like hearing just how they produce songs and how they were doing things that nobody else was doing, yet nobody was really paying attention to what they were doing. And I think a lot of the songs that we ended up picking for this ended up, they're right in that wheelhouse. Pretty much all of them. They are specifically None More Black songs.
Agreed. As we talked briefly when you first came on, you said you didn't get a chance to kind of re-listen. I was listening to our list, which by the way, 10 songs, 24 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't
snappy, baby.
Yeah,
get it in, get it out.
You can't beat that. So I already, before we even get into the songs, like I recommend, just touching base with that. But yeah, like I immediately I was brought back. Oh yeah, this is that band. This is what they do. And so props to ourselves. A little pat on the
It's
back.
absolute shit kicking rock and roll, man. Like it's in your face, in and out, get the job done. You know, I as far as like for me, like Lifetime was like my favorite band growing up, and I followed Dan's career all the way to Kid Dynamite, right? And then like Kid Dynamite broke up, they split into Paint It Black and No More Black, and I followed Dan to Paint It Black. And I was like, how could No More Black possibly be good? Because they broke up and went into two bands with black in the name. This is ridiculous. Like I literally felt that way. And it took me so long to listen to this band, and it was so dumb. And it was cool to be a grown ass man, and you guys asked me to do this, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna really sit down and do it. And like, it's not a big catalog. If you dig this playlist, you should just listen to the whole damn thing.
Absolutely.
But like, diving through it, I was like, man, I could have taken so much from this. Like, Randy touched on the mental health aspect of it, and like, especially because half these songs are about how he needs music to express himself, otherwise he'll go absolutely insane. But also, he hates being in a band, and like, I was living that. You know what I mean? I hated it sometimes, like being on the road with. Like sometimes you just like the touring is the
19 other people, Chris.
Yeah, well, it gave you life. It gives you a reason to wake up in the morning, and like you're like, oh, I can communicate on a grand scale. Like I'm just this weird, kind of introverted extrovert weirdo kid that like found a way to talk to people. And like these songs say that, like how he's just like counting on the music to get me through the day and counting on the antihistamine so I can play. Like that's the most real lyric I've ever heard in my entire life. You know. And like it was just dumb that I didn't reach out. I didn't listen rather when I had, like, you were talking about how like it spoke to you when you were in that place. I mean, this could have really helped me, and I didn't really listen to it until I got older, which is cool, man. It's cool to come to it later, but and I will say too, like I think that I'm the agent of chaos for this podcast because the last time I was on the show, I broke a tooth live on air, and now we've lost the show. So I feel really good about the destruction I've caused.
And wait until we decide to do less than Jake, right?
Oh, listen, dude, I can't get them down to 20 songs. You out of your mind? I'll try.
How do we even get them down to like a suitable album number? It'll be insane.
I hear you. Then the last thing I'll say, like on No More Black, is like I think one of the beautiful things about Jason's art in general, and I touched on this like pretty eloquently last time we talked, so I'm gonna just fart it out now. Like I think the beautiful thing about his art. Oh, it's all good, man. Because like, you know what it is? We're doing it No More Black style. We're in, we're out, right?
Yep,
that's right. Yeah.
Like his art is ephemeral. Like he does these bands and he leaves and never comes back. He doesn't do reunions. He doesn't like do like, I mean, Icons obviously they got back together to do it, but it was only like a short-lived thing. And he just goes on to one project to the next. They're all completely different. They bing bang boom, bang the drum, get out. And he's like, he does a piece of art that is based on the way his mental state is at that time, and that's it. That's a snapshot of that part of Jason's life. And I think that's so rad about his whole catalog, you know.
So I want to tag here because like I think you kind of nailed. So I wanted to make sure that this band got the love it deserves. That's the biggest reason why I was like, look, we need to re-record it. Like, not just because content, yeah, of course, but also because, like I said, like they deserve it. But it almost is poetic that we lost the episode and that we do have to do it like they would. Like,
hell yeah,
we have to punch it in the face and do it fast and loose and just kind of boom, here you go. This is what we do. So we're doing it just like them. Now the next level of the show is where we would ask, you know, hey, for the final say, how many do you think you get unanimously? And Randy started us off with a 6. He said, hey, I think we're gonna get 6. Chris took him up 1, 7.
Yep.
And then I think I was going for, hey, let me be the pessimist here and go 4 because I thought not a big discography, but I think we might be in other pockets of the discog. Very happy to have been wrong. We got 8 through unanimously. Now, before we start like getting into like the actual songs that we hit, do either of you kind of want to like talk about something that maybe missed that like completely that you can't believe, or you know, if you had like notes about songs that you know aren't on the list?
Yeah, I got a couple here. I think mostly with the songs that I picked and didn't make it, I knew those songs weren't going to make it, but I wanted them to have representation because this time around, I heard these songs differently than I did back in, my teens and 20s. One of them being off of File Under Black, Zero Tolerance Drum Policy. And that to me is like almost like a slasher film type song.
That was definitely one of my last cuts too, yeah.
It starts off like all this bright and bloomy, and it has a really catchy punk rock riff. And then all of a sudden the ball drops and it's like somebody's fucking chasing you. And I don't know if I ever got that from that song back then, but hearing it now and understanding what I felt from that song now, yeah, that's good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Anything you wanted to jump on before we move on, Chris?
Yeah, so I remember pushing real hard for Risk Management. I don't think anybody else had it, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, like, I know
like, in the convo,
yeah,
Justin must have had it. I didn't take it.
It's a 2.
Yeah.
2, yeah.
So like I remember being like, because like for me, the songs everyone associates with this band are like either Everyday Balloons or Dinners for Suckers, right? But like when I think of this band, Risk Management, like is that if I like you, like that song is what comes up for me. It's also really interesting to me because it's the only like non-voyeuristic song they have. Like most of the songs are all from Jason's perspective, and it's always like this how Jason feels about XYZ. But this is like besides this and like one of the songs we picked is really him going after somebody, like speaking as himself, talking to someone in the third person. So it's a kind of, it feels different from the rest of the tunes, which I think maybe is why it's not as great representative wise, but like sound wise to me, that's like the song that I think of when I think of this band. It's just got like that rollicking 77, like elevated power chord with a little bit of like harmonic and catchy vocal and like repetitive stuff that you can sing along to, it's just what I think of,
I think we have to also mention here a big part of who No More Black is their song titles. And most of these song titles, especially off the first record, are references to pop culture, mostly Seinfeld and Risk Management. Of course, there's a whole episode where, George puts Risk Management, like expert in rich man. An expert in that on his resume, and people, you go into job interviews and like, oh, tell us about your experience in risk management. And he was just like, this was just supposed to be some BS thing that, made me look better. But
yeah, I remember talking about how like all the Seinfeld references are going to fall dead on me. Like I got the one Mallrats reference. That's all I get.
Yeah,
there's the Office Space one too. I get that one, obviously.
I mean, Everyday Balloons, I believe that was from an episode with Kramer, and something about Thanksgiving Day balloons. And Dinners for Suckers, I think, is the funnest scene and the most funniest scene out of what the song titles are. Because in Dinner for Suckers, it's an episode where he gets the guy to clean his house, and he's, dating like an artist that Elaine is having trouble with, and they're both like terrible human beings. And I think Jerry is accusing them of stealing a statue that he has in his house. So when they're kind of confronted about it, like Elaine's kind of holding Jerry back, like, don't say anything. And, they want to leave the place. They're like, we want to get out of here. And they, and the two other people are like, oh no, stay for dinner. And Jerry's like, no, dinner's for suckers. It's just such a great line.
That's great.
So
there you go.
That's what you got to look forward to, folks. We are going to take a quick pause, and when we come back, the game's already been played. Spoilers, but we're going to talk about the game that we played when we come back. It's The Programmed. Kickstart your road to fitness with the Hard Work Works fitness app. For all ability levels, full gym, no problem. What's included? Over 200 workout plans available for every situation, from a full gym to no equipment at all. Nutrition guide to help you stay on track, and all of this is only $10 a month. There's a special offer for Deprogram listeners. Use promo code STUPID and get your first month free. The Hard Work Works fitness app. Decide, commit, succeed, and join the hustle today.
All right, I think it went good.
And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. And we played a month ago this game where we listened to None More Black, the entire discography, plucked out 20 songs that we then mashed together to create a top 10 starter kit for you in case you had never heard of None More Black. And you're right, Chris. It did. I think that first part went swimmingly. And you know what? Again, keeping with the attitude, I think we're leaving all of that in. What I wanted to do is we don't usually get to do this, is give you little clips of, and maybe even I'll turn the volume down as we're talking about the songs, but we don't usually get to like really listen to the songs. We just kind of, the ones that are unanimous we listen to when we hit it, and then it kind of goes away. But we did get 8 through unanimous. We're gonna leave one alone because it was our number one. So we're gonna go right to this one. This one's already been brought up. We had Everyday Balloons. And right off the bat, like,
that's the band.
That's the band.
That introduces you to
Yeah. I mean, I guess I did say before, like, that I think of other tunes, but this obviously is a perfect introduction to this band and a great song. I mean, I think I just played it out over the years,
as many of these as I've done, like so for bands that I'm familiar with, that excuse, sometimes that's your excuse for dropping a song out. Sometimes there's bands where like you have played it out, but you can realize that, nah, man, like if you haven't heard of this band, you should still hear this.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where you fell in, as
well, that's actually my argument for it being the one we put on top. I remember because I was like, I don't consider it, but like if I'm going to recommend No More Black to a person, I can't in good conscience not tell them to listen to this song first. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing I had against that in that argument was that I thought that it had more of like Jason's like shrieking and shredding vocals, and I think to introduce somebody into this band maybe a little bit easier with all of the elements that really work for them, because he has a good voice too. Like it's a very prominent voice, and people kind of maybe listen to that, they're like, what is he doing? Is he speak singing? Like, is he really singing, or is he just like he comes off as very angry during all of this?
I mean, in his more recent projects, he's mostly melodically singing.
That's insane. I can't picture that.
I mean, I don't know if everybody can hear it, but I'm currently on Bluetooth headphones driving through Florida right now because I'm in Florida for work. Otherwise, I'd look up the name of the band, the last projects he did. But like, it's mostly like indie-inspired hard rock with like melodic vocals. It's really pretty stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. He's got two newer bands since No More Black, actually. Yeah.
Hit me up with those in our None More Black chat. I think
I absolutely will.
Yeah.
In particular, the first album from his current band is like really, really good. I sound so pathetic that I can't think of the name, but there it is. Yeah.
So the next song that came up unanimous, and I don't remember the order. I'm just going in the order that I have, here. This is another song that came up already. The Ratio of People to Cake. Here, let me
Hell yeah.
So what I love about this is like, as we played Everyday Balloons, Randy immediately goes, yeah, and there's the band.
Right.
Like as I'm listening to this before we came back on, again with we recorded this on the first one, February 7th. So it's already been over a month since we recorded, meaning I'm probably like 2 months from listening to this band, like separated about.
Right on.
To be able to push play on this playlist and hear these songs and immediately be brought right back to what I thought of None More Black. And while Everyday Balloons put me right there, like going into Ratio, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, they do a little bit different stuff too.
Yeah, the transitions in this tune get me so much. Like the transition in that first verse, like into the palm muted guitar, and then like the think about it, tell me not to care. Like in the chorus, oh my god, the transition.
I'm not gonna let it go. No, it's not my turn to let it go. Like perfect.
It's like hook after hook, like two separate hooks. Like it's like a pop song. Like it's like listening to a Lily Allen song, but like a punk rock song. You know what I mean? Because there's multiple hooks. They hook you in different ways.
I have to mention, big reason why I love the song and why I wanted to pick it here. I had a little story about it, and I'll kind of tell the cliff notes of it here. But I went to go see them. They were like the second band of 6 that were playing, and headlined by the other one that you've done with us, Chris, Bouncing Souls.
Hell yeah.
And they came out and they played a couple songs. I believe they played Dinners for Suckers like second or third song in. So after the song, they kind of stop and they're just like, you know, switching out gear or whatever. And I'm right in front. I'm on the rail and I'm just like, ratio of people to cake, because I wanted to scream something. And that was the next song on the album. And then Jason just gives me the dead angry stare. And it's just like, are we done yet? And I was like, okay, I'll be quiet.
I love that you tried to do Jason voice when you said it. Are we done yet?
Then, like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 songs later, he actually like points to me and gives me a nod. So, and then I got the set list at the end of the night. So
Nice.
big
Oh,
winner.
that's rad.
Nice.
Oh, he's a real one.
So staying on the same record, File Under Black, the next one unanimous was Drop the Pop. Here, let me
Oh, yeah.
turn this back up. And
That's fucking arena rock right there. Like, that should be played in front of 18,000 people in Madison Square Garden. That kind of song. With
hell yes.
everybody jumping up and down and like waiting for that anticipated moment where they finally get into dun 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 dun. It's got such a perfect build to it and such a great climactic moment when it does happen.
And who can't relate to a guy singing about feeling weird at a funeral? Like, it's like the easiest thing to ever relate to.
yeah,
Actually, when we first recorded this, I had just come from unfortunately, my best friend's mom's funeral, like a day after.
yeah, man.
And it was like pretty cathartic to talk about this song. I remember when we did it, and like it was like, pretty sure I don't believe in God, but I can pretend for a little while. Like, that part gets me every time, you know? Oh gosh, it's great. It's so good. And to your point, Randy, like the anthemic nature of the guitar in the beginning, it's like a little bit uplifting, but the whole topic is so down-putting. It's like really interesting.
So the next one on our list, next unanimous, was Oh, There's Legwork.
Oh?
I love that there's almost
Another great anthemic type song.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, I like that it almost has like, you know, like a Dropkick Murphys type energy to it too, like a
Definitely.
that Irish
Yeah.
Boston rock.
Little rollicking.
Yeah, absolutely.
My old roommate used to call this the perfect pop punk song.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's ideal. And I think what I love about this is that it kind of goes off melodically, and then there's a change in the verses where they kind of do this like extra strumming thing. Dun, 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 dun. And it's like any other situation, it might feel janky within a song, but somehow they go back to kind of playing open chords and making it work, and it all just blends in together so nicely. And then towards the end, like, there's a really cathartic moment. We are the brand new Beatniks. We are the down and like, it's a perfect moment. Again, it's too bad that they really couldn't come up with a massive fan base, because like I can see, you know, a couple thousand people like being within these moments and singing back to them.
You know what's funny is you brought up that line, and the first time we listened to it, like I noticed it, but like it really stuck out when I listened to it just before we went on. And I'm glad you brought it up because it had slipped my mind. But like when I heard that this go around, it's like, oh shit, that's fucking awesome. How did I miss that last
Hell
go
yeah.
around?
Yeah.
So,
Sympathetic broken rhythm. Like, that's such a great line too.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's music for bleeding your feelings out of your pores, man. It's like,
absolutely.
it's just about feeling the rawness of being a human, and like that's why I love how voyeuristic the lyrics are. Like, it's always about his like naked thoughts, like laid bare, like things you don't say out loud, you know?
Mm.
And I think sometimes that gets lost because, you know, there's a lot of like, you know, a lot of loud guitar and he's like yelling and, you know, I used to be a lead singer in a band and my wife asked me once, why do you yell? Or actually, I think she played my band for like somebody she worked with and her coworker goes, why is he yelling like that? And when she brought that to me, she asked me, and I'm like, well, how the hell else am I supposed to say that? Like,
Right.
I read the lyric to her, and I'm like, how else am I supposed to say that? Like, am I supposed to sing that? Like, I'm mad.
So I'm desperately trying to communicate with you. Okay.
Yeah. So, one of these I know was like a shocker that I don't know if it was this one that was a shocker, was unanimous, but the next one is Under My Feet.
Oh, my favorite song of all time.
That's not a shocker.
If you're listening to
This
this,
is-
you're getting the idea, though.
This is the one that
Sure.
really puts it all together in perspective of like what it feels like to go through mental health issues and what it feels like to have anxiety. And like, I don't know if I really understood that back then, but something always stuck with me with that song, kind of knowing that. I mean, you recited the line before, I live off antihistamine so I can breathe. Like, that's, you know, such a prominent line, and the little things like that is like, yeah, okay, I can connect with that. I understand that. And, you know,
Dude, what rock
it's-
and roll song opened with a guy completely laying bare that his OCD has crippled him to the point where he cannot leave his bedroom? That's literally what the first verse is about. It's a rock and roll song that kicks you in the teeth, where he's talking about how he is weak and unable to defeat his mental demons. It's amazing.
right? And so it's, yeah, I mean, it's poetic in its own little punk rock way, of course, but that's really why I wanted to do this show on None More Black, was because I think a lot of people were really missing out on all these aspects, and kind of what you were saying with, you know, your wife showing your band to a coworker. It's the yelling and stuff, that's all surface level. That's like the first thing that you hear. And if you're turned off by that and you can't understand where they're coming from, then it's just not for you. But if you kind of feel it and you kind of like understand it, then go a little bit further with it, because it's there and it's really incredibly relatable.
Yep.
I remember there was a girl I was dating at the end of college, and it was like towards I guess 2008, because I was graduating, and I did what you used to do back in the day. I made her a little mix CD because she lived pretty far away from my apartment and she had to drive all the way. When I talked to her the next day, she's like, I liked every song on that record except for that Under My Feet song, and I never talked to her again.
Oh. That wasn't Cassandra Martinez, was it?
No, God, no. Cass and I were together actually right before that. This is the girl I saw right after Cass. That's hilarious. Brandy and I
know
went to
her?
college together.
I feel like I knew most of your girlfriends at the time.
No, I don't think you knew. I don't want to say the person's name.
All right, that's
Let's
fair.
not put him on blast.
You probably met her, but it was the girl I dated right after Cass, and it was very short, and this was actually the reason why.
Wow,
Sorry.
Yeah.
that's so punk.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. I'm just that cool.
So our next one, this is again another unanimous, which I think we were all shocked with, even though you guys went 6 and 7, with the Transit Coat on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so nice to get a nice little reminder like that.
Yeah.
Dude, just makes me want to kick something.
Oh, well, and I think the other cool thing is with all 7 of these songs so far, it's like, yeah, I rarely get a chance to like go back and listen to the 10 that we make. Like that's the one positive here of me not doing what I was supposed to do, is hearing this and going, no, yeah, we're right. We were right.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's true, because like we get so myopic when we're talking about our 20 songs and like the reasons why we're arguing whether they should go. We forget that we really did come out with a banging little product.
Yeah. I feel like this one was early on, and you know it was always
Yeah.
it was
I think we played it early.
yeah. But energy wise, like I kept telling you guys, I kept pointing to energy was definitely like what I was after. And again, like kind of to keep hammering home Randy's point, like now I've got another listen. I got another layer this go around. So like next go around, you know, maybe I'll get even tighter with the lyrics. It's like this is a band that will reveal itself to you if you allow them to. I think Absolutely. Is the point that we're trying to get at.
Yep, absolutely. And I love this song, and it's kind of one of those things where like you just kind of remember those call and response moments that one day I'll sing hurrah, 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 hurrah. Like that's so ingrained in my memory. I can just be walking around the house and that will pop up in my brain.
The hilarious thing is it's like we were talking about before. This one actually messes me up because it's about the struggle between taking psycho medicines to fix your mental shit or just struggling with it on your own. Like psychosomatic stuff like that you need medication to help. And he's like, the pill will help me sleep, but also it makes me shit myself. It's like, do I, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it sounds like a catchy rock and roll tune that you want to like slam a 10-pack and drive off a cliff. But really it's about struggling with mental health. It's so wild. Like,
and that goes back to the whole Kurt Cobain thing. He's the one that likes all the pretty songs. And like how he's writing in a perspective that people that are listening are like, oh no, this is just great music, and I love to like slam dance and shit like that. But you look again beyond the surface, and it's a whole other layer of what these songs mean.
You don't know what it means, like literally.
Yeah,
you don't know what it means.
That's the best Nirvana song. I'll die on that hill.
Wow,
I love that song. It's either that or Sliver, which is a ridiculous choice, but
I got Drain You very high.
That's a good song. I'm not saying there's no other good Madonna. There's great Madonna songs. No other good Nirvana songs.
Well, you guys are
the switch there.
You guys are in the presence of somebody who will go to bat and die for in all of In Utero. So like the sooner we leave this part of the conversation, the better.
I love it.
The next thing, the last one that we have before we get to our last unanimous before we get back to our number one. You suck, but your peanut butter is okay. Without all the threats, the music clicks for you. You dressed up like a full-body anarchist, right down to your head. This one that points at break, there's a red little bonus. To your mouth, so you take it out of music. If I recall, is this the one that we were kind of shocked that got through?
No, this is like one of their best songs.
So I don't know.
You gotta have this one, yeah.
So
I think it was with the transit code on that we were probably a little shocked by. Because the rest of them
got through, but I guess it didn't. I thought, did it get close? Is that what it was?
It had 2 votes. I think you and I had it, and then we got to the point where we danced on the Ruins of the Stupid stage, and then we were like, do we really want to put in something from Icons? And that's what we decided upon. So Zing Pong kind of got left off the cutting room floor.
Randy, you got to tell the story of this one. It's important.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this one is about, they were opening for Against Me on a tour at one point, and Against Me had just signed. It says in the story it's that they just signed with Fat Wreck, but I want to say it was when they actually sold out, quote unquote, and went to, I don't know what their major was, probably like Atlantic or something like that. And people were really pissed at the time because, this was a time where the worst thing that you could do in the punk rock community was give your music away to major labels and, have radio songs and have music videos. And that was very much frowned upon. If you talk about Gilman Street, anytime that a band would sign with a major label that played consistently at Gilman Street, you look at Green Day, Offspring, Rancid, they said you're not allowed to play here anymore. And that's a legendary venue that's doing that. And, I think from the standpoint of like why people were pissed, actually, let me just take it from this direction. I think that the idea of the song was that people would kind of bombard them backstage and kind of try and find them and call them out. And while doing so, they would, take their catering and kind of eat their chips and their peanut butter and all that crap. And Jason saw it and he was pretty pissed off about it. And he was just like,
kind of implies that they took their identities from the music too. Like you didn't even come up with this on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing too, like I want to say, like Against Me are, if not the best, they are definitely the most important band of my lifetime. And there was no way that Laura Jane Grace was going to write songs that good and the rest of the world wasn't going to notice.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be an idiot if you're getting on the ground floor with that band. That's fucking awesome. Like, cheers to you. Like, I hope that your campfires in the woods of Gainesville with Laura were fun, because I bet they were. But if you were dumb enough to think that the rest of the world wasn't going to notice how fucking good the songs she writes are, you're out of your mind. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, there was no way that band wasn't going to get a shot. Like, no chance. Like, so like, how dare you try to tell an artist that they shouldn't take the chance, or like that they shouldn't take an opportunity in front of them? Because at the end of the day, it's like, you're doing it for. I'm doing this for myself, man, and like
doing it for family and money, of course.
Yeah, maybe if that's what you want. I don't think that was Laura's. I mean, Laura has talked about, like, especially with like White Cross. I don't want to get too in the weeds with Against Me, but like especially with like White Crosses, like her plan was to do a big radio rock record. That's why there's fucking auto-tune on the vocals and like the drums are quantized, right? Like that was the plan. Like, we're doing an arena rock record. We're doing a big time fucking rock and roll record. That's the plan, right? So Laura has vision, man. And like, for anybody to have ever fucking said that Against Me is this, like, put it in a box, that's not being a fan, man. That's like, you're just an idiot. Like, you're trying to make somebody, you're just like Misery Loving Company or something. I don't know. Like reinventing Axl Rose will always exist. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyways, I won't go too into Against Me. I can talk all night.
Oh, no.
I just a name drop for a second. There's a book called Sellout that if you haven't read it yet, you absolutely should. And it's like taken me a year to read it and I'm in the middle of it. But every chapter is about how a different band sold out to a major label, anywhere from like Blink-182 to Jawbreaker, At the Drive-In. I just read a chapter about the Donnas, like tons of bands that were in that position that people kind of, once they sign major, their fan base and whatever kind of changed around. It's a very good read if you haven't gotten to it.
I'm all in on that. That sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. So the first one that we had to finagle in, and you already mentioned it, Randy, like you guys basically decided, no, we need to have this one. We Dance on the Ruins of the Stupid Stage. So let's get that one up here.
Gotta say I have a body on my chest. My back hurts, my throat is feeling stressed. And I swear by the end of the night, the end of the night, the strings caught in through my skin.
And the rash opens up again. We're worn out. For rock's sake, you're worn out. Gotta hit the high notes. Oh, such a great song. And I think, like, this is the example of, like, understanding what pain playing in a rock and roll band does to you. Like, I mean, Bob Seger wrote, Turn the Page and kind of explained it in his own way in a different setting and a different time period. But this is sort of like the 2000s punk rock version of that, where it's like we're fucking up and we're doing this every night. And we're tired and we're beaten, we're broken, but we're finding a way to love this every night too. We're finding a way to have fun.
Yep.
I love that lyric, man. It ain't easy double working, but that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's a struggle, but we're going. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
It's another anthem of the dichotomy of being a guy that wants to be an artist and doesn't have the energy to do it.
Man, oh man, can I relate? And then last, I say last but not least, this is the last one that we had to argue into. Ironmouth Act.
That riff is so cool.
Yeah.
Western sitar.
Hell yeah. Sense. Why not?
There it is. So I think we all.
This is that block.
That's a Circle Pit opening song.
Yeah.
Dude, when the wood block sounds like that, you're gonna die in the pit.
If I recall correctly, I think we all had the same feeling about Icons, which is why we made sure that we got something in. Is like I think we all liked it, but like I think we felt like most people could find Icons on their own if they listened to the rest of None More Black.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's where we landed
That was it.
on that.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
a worthy addition to the catalog. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a ripper, you know. It's not None More Black, you know.
Yeah, I think, you know, for me, what happened was when Icons came out, I was kind of attached to other music at the time. But when I saw it, I'm like, okay, well, I have to listen to this. This is one of my favorite bands. I have to listen to it. And I gave it 1 or 2 listens, and I'm like, yeah, it kind of sounds like them, but it's not. I'm not generating the same, like, juice and attachment that I did for the songs off File and Satire. And well, you know, and going back on it, I think what happens is those first 2 records with the EP as well, I have such a bond with those that, you know, I can't put them up against it and kind of make a comparison. I only took 2 songs off that record. And thankfully, yeah, I the minute I heard that kind of come in after the sitar part, I was like, "Yep, I'm sold on that. Like, give me that
Was
all
it
day."
Still Staying? Was that the other one you took?
What's that?
Was it Still Staying, Lang and Norris? Was it the other tune you took?
No, the other one I picked was When Mickey Died. I didn't take Mr. Artistic or Still Staying, Still Stern, and I believe there was
Still Staying, my bad.
Yeah, I believe there was another. No, those 2 were the only ones that made the combo. But
I will
yeah,
say, if you don't listen to that record, you got to hear the riff from Still Stern, Lang and Norris. The intro riff is just like one of the coolest things they ever wrote. That like 20 seconds is the best part of that record.
All right, and so
But Iron God's Nice and Banger though. It's a great song.
yeah,
I shouldn't joke.
and I mean a great addition to our 10. And then
Absolutely.
to close it out, but technically open it up, we picked for our number 1. It was a unanimous. It was Dinners for Suckers.
oh, I love those hammer-ons
God damn,
that are happening
Yeah.
right. Oh, it's just little touches like that makes this band. You know, you might not be thinking about it, but when you think about songs like that, you're kind of at first you're singing the riff, then you have to go to the lead guitar and sing the lead guitar part. And yeah, like this is a song. It's just, you know, it's poppy. It is fun to sing. It's got a really catchy chorus. It's, you know, I think we kind of came to the realization that this would be the one because I think anybody can listen to it. And it like right from the start too, like that drums that get you right into it, and that one kind of like held like bent chord that sort of lingers there for a second or so. Like that gets you going. That is the sign of what No More Black is.
I remember our combo actually, Randy. Like we were talking about possibly Under My Feet, right? Because like it's definitely my favorite song, and I think if you are dealing with anything he's talking about in that tune, it's going to speak to you maybe more than any other song that's ever been, especially if you have OCD. But like we all kind of came around and while we talked, and we're like, no, in good conscience, if I'm going to show this band to somebody, this is the song they got to hear first. Like it's just it is what it is. It's another perfect pop punk song, but it maybe is a little more perfect than the others.
yeah. I mean, when it started playing just now, like I was gonna point that out. I was like, we put that so many P's. We put that perfect pop punk song on another one, but like holy shit, like this really is that. Like it's got that energy, it's got that bounce, it's got bends, it's got slides, it's got everything you want in a pop punk song, and it's in a nice little package right in your face. A minute 49, can't ask for much better, man. Like, let me have your attention for literally less than 2 minutes.
And honestly,
that's how they're used.
And honestly, another band, you know, kind of on the scale of like a Sugar Cult or a Newfound Glory could have wrote that song with different lyrics and kind of a different attitude. But that to me sounds like New Found Glory.
Yeah, they don't act like NFG didn't have some righteous riffs.
He did. I love New Found Glory. Out of all of those type bands with the Good Charlottes and Simple Plan and all that, I always love New Found Glory.
I wouldn't go that far, but they had some riffs.
So Dinners for Suckers was our number one, and gents, like, you know, again, it sucks to have lost. It's impossible to redo like a real redo of an episode. But
we also talked about baseball for about an hour and a half afterwards.
That's
true.
true. That's true. Which you can get on.
You guys are really
other things to say about the baseball topics that we talked about.
Yeah, so
you guys aren't going to know who I think is going to win the third base job for the Mets 6 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, yeah, that went out because that went out that night. Like, I was smart and downloaded it, and but that's the problem here is I downloaded that, and like previously I had been downloading all of it all together, but since we had recorded everything kind of separately, like I forgot to go and download the actual episode. I downloaded the after the fact. So, folks, if you're listening this far, the after the fact that we recorded that night will come out tomorrow on the feed. But if you want it like now, yeah, shit. If you're a patron, you already have it because it went out already.
Yo,
so
thank you for being a friend.
yeah. So we hope you dig None More Black. You know, it's hard to wrap these up, you know, because it's not the same. Like this wasn't the same, but I gentlemen, I think we did a great job, you know, recapturing our energy for the love of this band, and I feel like anybody who likes pop punk, number one, just push play. Don't even ask questions. Just push play. You'll like this band. Like that's the easy sell. But if you like rock, you know, leave punk out of it for a second. If you like rock, push play. Give this a chance. Just literally give it a chance. And I think it will grow on you.
You might not know right away, but they can play some goddamn guitar.
Yeah.
Just give it a little bit of time. You'll notice.
Oh, yeah.
You will.
There's some things in there that just, it sounds like it shouldn't be punk rock, but it is. And it's just mind blowing.
So we'll close it with this. Patreon.com/ohhi Justin. Again, you get after the fact conversations. There won't be one because we already did it. But I mean, the other ones are all there. You have access.
So you
to
have
it.
before the fact instead.
Yes, and also
before the fact.
Before the fact, and then you also have you know, a monthly Oh Hi Justin, you know, ish. You also get deprogrammed before the rest of the world. So, you know, there's reasons to pledge to Patreon, including, but not limited to, getting access to certain channels in the Discord. Also,
just helping Justin, damn it.
Yeah,
if that's enough, if you like this podcast, just help Justin out, because this is...
Damn right.
I'm a podcaster myself, and this takes a lot of frickin' work. But Justin works harder than I do, because Justin is listening to about 3 or 4 bands, full catalogs, mostly bands that he doesn't know at one time, because he wants to give you the opportunity to listen to them. That's
also,
it.
dude, when you were like asking me what shows I want to do, and you're like, you want to hop in on Guided by Voices? I'm like, are you suicidal?
It's on the board.
Did you actually listen to the entire Guided by Voices discography? There's like 6,000 songs.
yeah, that's not.
That's
gonna happen.
impossible.
They're all like 54 seconds long.
That is true
By
too.
the way, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love every minute of it. That's great shit, man. But like, that's too much. That's too much. Like, come on, nobody needs that.
I think
Like,
John.
you know what I mean?
I think John put him on the board. He's usually pretty good at like finding the cut line. So I'll leave that up to him. But Patreon's
that was a daunting task. Hats off.
Patreon's a good place to help. LegionOfStupid.com, also a great place to help or listen. All the episodes are there. You can listen to Randy episodes. You can listen to Chris episodes. They're all there. Easy enough to find. All of them are Justin episodes. Boom. I got to do it twice on a None More Black episode. Look at me. So LegionOfStupid.com, great place to help. Obviously, we're on all the podcast platforms. Subscribe, rate, comment. That is supposed to help. But the best way you can help this program is by telling somebody that you listen to the program. So I would greatly appreciate that, more than words could ever say. And with that, None More Black. Learn and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.